They laughed when she walked on stage. Not just a little snicker either. Full-on smirks, whispered jokes. One dude even raised his phone like he was about to live stream her crash and burn. You know the type. Pressed blazers, polished shoes, hair so perfect it probably had a private stylist. Yeah, that was Yale. And she was not what they were expecting. But here's the thing no one saw coming. By the time the final round ended, the smug golden boy from Connecticut was pale and pacing, and the girl they called a diversity pick had just shattered every damn expectation in that Ivy League auditorium. Let me back up a second. Her name was Reina Alvarez, 17, born and raised in the 9th Ward of New Orleans, single mom, 2 jobs, no air conditioning in her public school, but a head full of arguments and a notebook thicker than most law books. She didn't come from legacy, she came from hustle. When Reina got the invite to the National Debate Invitational at Yale, folks at her school threw a bake sale to help pay for the bus fare. She showed up in scuffed white sneakers, a second-hand navy blazer 2 sizes too big, and that unmistakable southern drawl you just knew the room was going to chew up and spit out. First words she heard stepping into the main lecture hall? Who let her in here? No kidding. Came from Chadwell Huxley, the reigning debate champion, Yale's poster boy, born with a gold spoon in one hand and a Harvard rejection letter in the other. Tailored suit, slick hair, and a smirk so wide you could build a highway on it. He looked her up and down like she was lost. His crew chuckled, already sharpening their Ivy League knives. Reina didn't flinch, didn't crack. She just stood by the window, tracing the edges of her faded notebook, waiting for the games to begin. That night, while the other kids clinked sparkling water and shared internships like Pokemon cards, Reina was in the library, laptop open, tabs flying, drowning herself in Supreme Court rulings and enrollment stats. Her mom texted, "Make 'em listen, baby." She did more than that. Next morning, the elimination round. Topic? Resolved. Socioeconomic background should be minimized in university admissions. The irony could have slapped a man. Reina's name was dead last on the speaker list, basically the invitation to be forgotten. But when she stepped on stage, something shifted. Not visibly, her knees were still shaking, but in her voice. First thing she said, "I want to thank Yale for the invitation, even if some folks in this room think I shouldn't be here." Oof. That line? It landed like a gut punch. Gasps, chuckles, one judge even adjusted his tie. But Reina didn't stop. She dug in. Talked about communities like hers, where students didn't have laptops or tutors or AC half the year. Quoted case law, dropped stats. Then, bam, pivoted mid-sentence into her own story. "I didn't have a legacy letter waiting in a drawer. I had a mom who read me debate prompts while frying chicken at midnight." She didn't need polish. She had fire. When she stepped down, the applause was scattered. But it was real. Chadwell gave her a sarcastic thumbs up and muttered, "Cute speech. Let's see if it matters." It did. Her name? Rank 12. Right on the cutoff. The whispering started instantly. Who is she again? Public school. Louisiana, I think. Diversity pick. Gotta be. That night, she cried in the dorm bathroom. Quiet tears. Not because she was hurt, because she was mad. Mad that even when she held her own, they still acted like she cheated her way in. Mad that the next topic, affirmative action, felt like a setup. But Reina? She didn't just prep for her side. She wrote both sides, flipping arguments like pancakes at a Waffle House. If they wanted to box her in, she was going to rip the whole damn box apart. Round 2, Chadwell went first. Smooth delivery, loaded sarcasm. "We should admit students based on merit," he said, not sympathy. He even gave Reina's section a glance like, "You know who I mean." Then came her turn. She stood there, calm but sharp. "This isn't about lowering standards," she said. "It's about realizing the playing field's been slanted since before we were born." She didn't hold back. Legacy stats, income brackets, private school pipelines. And then she said it. "If grades alone made us worthy, half this room wouldn't be here without tutors, test prep, or a parent who filled out your Common App for you." You could have heard a pin drop. Chadwell's smirk twitched. Result? Reina advanced again, but the hits kept coming. Night before quarterfinals, she got an email. Subject line, "Topic revision, urgent." Weird, but she prepped anyway. Researched, rewrote, rehearsed till 2 a.m., eyes burning. Next morning she shows up to check in, and Professor Madeline Gray, the famously ruthless judge, frowns. Miss Alvarez? Your round started 5 minutes ago. Reina blinked. I got an email. Topic changed. Gray narrowed her eyes. We never sent that. Over Chadwell's shoulder, she spotted two of his lackeys trying real hard not to laugh. Sabotage. She had two choices: storm out or walk in. Reina grabbed a blank notepad, sprinted inside, and spoke. No research, no quotes, just her truth. Talked about fake activism in her school, how kids used hashtags instead of help, how change needed more than screens. Was it perfect? No. Was it real? Damn right it was. Gray didn't clap, but her eyes? They lingered. After that round, something changed. Gray pulled Reina aside. Small office, walls lined with old debate trophies. She didn't smile. This place eats the reckless alive, she said. Long pause, then softer. Make it to the finals. Then we'll talk. That night, Reina skipped dinner. Headphones on, she read every study, every think piece, every thread. The next topic was digital activism versus grassroots movements, and this, finally, was her turf. Semi-final round. Reina faced Nisha Patel, a calculated, polished speaker from San Jose. No warmth, no small talk. Nisha opened with stats, flowcharts, perfect timing. Reina walked up slowly and flipped the vibe. She talked about her community, how one viral petition stopped a freeway expansion through their neighborhood, how hashtags led to local ordinances, how social media was their only megaphone. You say clicks don't equal change, she said, but I've watched change begin with a tweet. Nisha smiled tightly. Reina smiled back, wider. Result? Finals. Yale's Great Hall. Rain tapping against stained glass. Chadwell pacing, cracking his knuckles. His friends. Easy win, just breaker and cross-exam. Professor Gray leaned close to Reina. You're about to walk into a room that wasn't built for you, but you earned your place. Now own it. Final topic. Resolved. Elite institutions protect integrity better than public systems. Chadwell went first. All tradition and glory. Painted Yale like some holy gatekeeper of truth. Then Reina stepped up. She didn't just argue, she peeled back the curtain. If these institutions were so full of integrity, she said, I wouldn't have to dodge fake emails just to make it here. Boom. She didn't name names, but everybody knew. She brought the receipts, how universities used to ban women, people of color, anyone who didn't fit the mold. Integrity isn't preserving the gates, she said. It's opening them wider. By the end, Chadwell's rebuttal was messy. He stuttered, smiled too much, eyes darting, and then silence. Judges vanished into deliberation. 5 minutes later, the moderator returned, opened the envelope slowly. Dramatic pause. The winner of the 2025 Yale National Debate Invitational is Reina Alvarez. For a second, no sound. Then, boom. Applause. Real applause. From people who didn't clap before. Chadwell froze, jaw clenched, didn't wait for a handshake, just left. Reina stood there, blinking tears, chin lifted, smile breaking free. Later that night, she sat outside the hall, hoodie up, cold wind brushing past. Professor Gray joined her. No small talk. They found out who sent that fake email, she said. Reina looked up. And? Gray shrugged. Let's just say they won't be debating again anytime soon. Then she stood. See you next semester. Weeks later, back in New Orleans, Reina sat on the porch, sipping sweet tea. Her mom handed her an envelope, Yale's letterhead. Inside? Congratulations, you've been offered a full scholarship. And just like that, the girl who wasn't supposed to belong rewrote the damn rules. Now let me ask you something. Was that justice or was it just a fluke? Do you think Reina earned it, or do you think the system only bent once it got caught? Drop your thoughts below because I know you've got opinions. And if you believe stories like Reina's matter, hit that subscribe button, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and tell us, what does it really mean to deserve a seat at the table?